Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Do It Yourself Gourmet. Today we've got Italian pancetta that I've sliced into about 3/8 inch mild ribbons. I took the roll of the pancetta, got it a thick cut, and then I just gave it a nice slice right along the roll, about 3/8 of an inch each one. And now I've got it on a low heat, and I'm going to let it render a little bit, and inside of there, after it started to get hot, maybe toss a little water in there to help sweat the rendering, is a good broccoli, bunch of florets, and then we're going to steam them and have pancetta and broccoli. Now we've given it about 3 minutes on the nice low fire, given it a chance to get a little bit nice and warm. Now what we're going to do here is get the broccoli, toss it in, and then we're going to have ourselves a bunch of fun steaming this business up. So go ahead, toss it on high, maybe throw a little bit of butter in there while you're at it. That right there is 3 tablespoons if you're counting. Plus, I've got a lot of broccoli that's going in there. A lot of broccoli. And now we've got it. We put it around. Now after adding the broccoli to the pancetta, after adding the butter, what you're going to want to do is let it melt and saute. One of the best ways to do that is to get it underneath the cover, best you can of course, depending on how much broccoli you got there or vegetables in general, and let them steam. Another thing you can do is add a little bit of water to it. And doing that, we'll let it steam up pretty good. And you can add water depending on the size of the amount. Not too much, you don't want it swimming, but you do want it steaming under there and having the steam recirculate and boil back in there so that the vegetables maintain their nutrients as well as get a nice al dente steaming. We'll come back in a few minutes when it's time to flip them over. And now, that's been about a minute and a half or two. It's about time to take it and throw it around a little bit. Get the good bits on top that have already had some heat and steam. Get some of the fresher stuff that hasn't had a chance to get to the bottom of the pan yet. And get that cover back on. Let it steam for another 3 or 4 minutes as we get in there. And the broccoli gets close to being done. Now we've got it in the final stages. And what we're going to do here is remove the lid. That way some of the liquid evaporates. The butter's melted that we added. The pancetta is in there as well. And it's looking nice and about to get crispy. So we're good. The broccoli is almost properly steamed. We've let it under the lid a couple of times, tossed it around, and we've been able to maintain the liquids so that they cook right back into the actual food themselves, and that flavor is going to reduce a little bit. We'll put white pepper to taste and about a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, sea salt preferably, so that it has a nice even flavor. If you crush the sea salt, it actually also makes it soak into the food a lot easier and nicer. That works all around the place. So there you go, folks. About another minute there. Give it a test. See how the broccoli holds. And as soon as it is al dente, you take it off, maybe a 1/2 second before. That way a little bit of carryover cooking does it. Do it yourself gourmet, folks. We'll see you next time.